Right, there we go. Hello, hello. John S. Rhodes here of the Rhodes Brothers, and this is Greater Wealth Through Mastery. Retirement is a lie. You should never stop working. Now, I need to qualify all of this. Retirement is not a specific time. Retirement is not even necessarily a mindset. Retirement doesn't come or go simply because of finances. Retirement might not be what you think it is. So in this training, this teaching, this video, I'm going to talk about certain facets of retirement that are very, very important for everyone at every age. But the key here is that you should never stop working. But there's a very particular way we need to talk about this. All right, so let's do this first. Why shouldn't you retire? Well, number one, your body weakens. Literally, if you're not working, you atrophy. And I mean that mentally, but I mean it physically as well. You need to be challenged. You need to struggle. You need something to rally against or fight against. Or, flipping that around, you need something that gives you a reason to go on. You must have something that keeps you physically active, gets you moving, because if you're not growing, you're dying. There's a lot of wisdom in that. It's not perfectly true, but growth is the antidote to dying. If you're growing, clearly you can't be dying. Not at the same time. Now, obviously, you can have health problems, you can have issues, and you age. But generally speaking, if you're moving, growing, improving over time, and if you're doing something meaningful, if nothing else, even with the same number of years that are left in your life, you will feel better, do better. You'll make a greater contribution. Your mind will be clear. You won't be that person that you don't want to be. The vision of yourself retiring, which will never happen, but the vision of yourself is, I'm only getting better. Every day is better. Yes, my body is weakening and my mind isn't what it used to be, but you're still growing against that. You're working with that, if nothing else. Challenges, puzzles, helping, solving, creating value. Again, your body weakens, but it doesn't need to weaken if you are improving. Okay, so that might mean that you're generating money. That means you're helping someone else succeed. So there's gratitude, there's dopamine, you're feeling great about what you're going to be doing the next day. You have a reason for keeping your body healthy because you need to keep moving. You need to press forward. Another thing is, this is totally true, is that your mind does slow down. Get the brain cells and they're dying. So it gets harder and harder to think. But you can maintain your wits about you simply by doing puzzles. And some of the best puzzles are creation. The best puzzles are very often related to value, right? So you're adding value to the world, adding value to what it is that someone else is doing, that you're doing. And by the way, you don't need to be paid for the work that you're doing. So that could be something, and this is true, it can be something as simple as you're going to keep improving your garden. You're going to keep working on your health, right? You're going to walk a little farther. You're going to do little bits here and there in terms of weights. You're going to try to lift more. You're going to try to progress. You're going to try to eat a little better every day. That is growth as well. So your mind will improve as you are trying to do that. And very often, obviously, your body is moving right along with your mind being properly activated and focused. Your mind is not wandering into areas of doom and gloom. Instead, your mind is, sharp, like a steel trap, right? It's tight and strong, and you feel better because you are oriented into something that gets your mind activated. And as you're doing work, and I've covered this in other places, as you're thinking and doing work and moving the body, even if you don't really feel like it, like, I don't feel like it, I just want to rest. If you do a little bit of work and you get a little bit of movement, what's really awesome, truly awesome, is that passion will follow. Mastery will follow from the activity, the physical activity, the body movement, but also the mental activity as well. So the mind will not slow down as much. In fact, for some people, the mind will go faster and further. The body will go faster and further as well. I know plenty of people that were much heavier in terms of their weight, and they were sick and they lacked muscle. But then as time went on, they got healthier, faster. It's like Benjamin Button. They almost aged in reverse. It was really quite amazing to see some of my friends doing precisely that. Now, obviously, that's not everyone. Some people, they just decay and they let it happen, but it doesn't have to be you. The other thing about doing work and being heads down, you have purpose. You know what the purpose is. You have a reason to improve. You have a sort of a tribe. Very often you're not doing work alone. You're not doing the thinking or puzzle solving all alone. Now you can, but even if you're doing something on your own, it's part of a business, let's say, or you have freelancers, or you've got small virtual a virtual staff or a virtual assistant. It doesn't need to be many people, but you're still working with other humans. You're trying to think about what the customer would want. You still have partners. You still have people that you can lean on and depend on. So you're being social. The purpose comes back, right? The purpose is not lost. The purpose comes back to your life, and that's great. All right, so again, retirement is a lie. You should never stop working. And now I'm going to cover very quickly 5 things that really, really benefit you by never retiring. And I'm going to talk about what retirement means before I do that. So if you retire, the mindset is, oh, I'm done working forever. I hit a particular age. I'm just going to relax. I'm going to chill. And now it's time for me to, stroll off into the sunset. And you can see now that does not make an awful lot of sense. It also does not mean that you have to work 40, 50, 60 hours a week. You can work part-time. You can volunteer. As I mentioned, you could work on your garden. You could do certain things with art. You could easily volunteer. You could work at a library. You could volunteer at a kitchen. You could help those that are less fortunate. Lots of things you could do that I would still consider work. In other words, you're producing or creating for the sake of humanity. And that is enough. That is work enough. But if you have nothing to retire to, well, you're done, right? So you've got to really be thinking about what you can do to improve, if not your life, improve the lives of other people. All right, so 5 amazing benefits here. It will help you stay healthy. Not only stay healthy, but get more healthy. That's the first thing. Second thing is, it will help keep your brain sharp. It'll keep you more positive, less negative. It'll give you a reason to smile and say, hey. It'll give you a reason to joke. It'll give you a reason to, in a way, think about it this way. A lot of people are like, oh, I have to get on a Zoom call or I have to get on the phone. You've got to mentally prepare for that. And even though it's like, at first, right, and you're frustrated, you realize that at the end of the conversation, a lot of time, it's like, okay, good, because you socially interacted with another person. It could be visual and it could be auditory, it could be just auditory, but that interaction with other people ultimately is beneficial to you and your life, and really those around you in your household. You also will feel needed. Emotionally, you will be seen and felt by other people. You matter. Instead of feeling down in the dumps and I don't matter and what's my purpose, if nothing else, you have a small purpose for the sake of helping other people. But very often that small purpose can grow and become a very large, important purpose for your own life, but for the lives of other people. It need not be financial. It could simply be helping other people. And there's great joy in that. And there's also a reason to be grateful, right? You can express your gratitude to other people. You can just be grateful for the work. You can, be grateful in your journal. There's lots of ways to be grateful. Another thing related to that, number 4, would above and beyond feeling needed is literally making new friends. Like, I don't have enough friends. I'd like to meet more friends. By being a value creator, by not retiring, by creating. That's the key. Creating, adding value, doing something not just for yourself, but especially for other people. Productive, non-productive, as in you get paid for it or not. That's another matter. What matters is that the interaction with other humans very often will create friendship or friendships with one or more people. And I mean, that's priceless. Even if you're not getting paid, that is of tremendous value. And then just in general, you can feel very, very good about yourself and what you're doing and your environment. Everything that you've done up until this point has meaning. It has purpose. Like your entire life matters because you're in the here and now, and you wouldn't be in the here and now creating and generating value. You wouldn't be doing what you're doing right now if your past hadn't have happened. But your past suddenly has meaning. It's not waste, it's not burned. The mistakes you made, those become really meaningful and very positive because you can use them, or at least sort of reference them, or even juxtapose the bad parts of your past with the greatness of today. And if it's lessons that you've learned in the past, or techniques or tools, or if it's methodologies or systems or ways of thinking that you discovered or learned in your past, you can bring them into the here and now. Well, what does that do? That's satisfaction. That gets you into the state of flow if you are struggling and fighting and moving forward in the here and now into the future. And what that means is, you're content. So you're not just happy, but it's a driver of contentment. And I know a lot of people that as they get older, they're not looking for the rah-rah. They're not looking to go out and drink and party and, just go crazy and nuts. They're looking for satisfaction. They're looking for contentment. They're looking for meaning. They're looking for relationships that matter. That's why you can't retire and, crawl up in the fetal position and lay on the floor crying to yourself. That's not what you want to be doing, right? Now, I know most people that are watching this are not doing that, but you can never stop working. And the work here is produce, 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 create, create, create. And you're doing it not just for yourself, but for the sake of others. You're not going to be on your deathbed and thinking about like the office, like, oh, I should have worked more. But you can be on your deathbed and feel very content about what you have done for other people. The work, the activity, all the stress. Back in time, it's like it was worthwhile because I helped these people, because I helped myself, because I mattered up until all the way to the end, all the way until the bleeding end. You were fighting, you were doing something, you struggled, you mattered. And that's exactly why retirement is a lie. You cannot stop. Never stop working, even if it's just 10 or 15 minutes a day. Find a way to craft, find a way to manifest and build. That's the spice of life. That's the fun. That's the good news for you today. Now, on this screen, you'll see the next video pop up any moment. There's some great value in that. Do me a huge favor. Go ahead and subscribe to the Rhodes Brothers channel. Greater wealth through mastery indeed. This is John S. Rhodes of the Rhodes Brothers. On behalf of my brother Matt Rhodes and I, we thank you for your time and attention, and we'll definitely see you in that next video. Take care.